Hey everybody, this is Carlos from the Entrance Ramp Podcast, coming at you with another episode of Friday Night Delight. Thank you for joining us this week again. We really appreciate all the positive feedback we're getting on Instagram. We also have a Twitter, just to make you guys aware, same handle at Entrance Ramp Pod, all one word on Twitter as well as Instagram. Keep hitting us up, keep giving us feedback, man. We love it. But to continue on with Friday Night Delight, we're going to go on with tonight's episode. Today is the 17th of July. I'm actually recording this on the 18th because it's midnight and everyone's finally asleep in my house, so I can do it. So it was. I thought it was a weird start to the episode we had. Everyone kind of just break down. It was like very old school-ish. I felt like very 90s, like Saturday. There was a show on, I think Superstars, was it, on Saturdays? And it felt similar to that, like everyone kind of breaking down the night, like I have, like Alexa, I have a very special guest, and AJ like, no, I'm gonna beat Matt Riddle, and Riddle like, I'm gonna beat AJ Styles, all that nonsense. But it ends with New Day talking about they're gonna take out Cesaro, because we have the first match of tonight, which is Big E versus Cesaro. SmackDown was really booking by really two really good matches, in SmackDown senses. I'm not even being disparaging to the performers in the ring, but you know, it's SmackDown. So as I just adjust my hat, my cool blue Nightwing hat that has nothing to do with wrestling other than I'm wearing blue glasses and I have blue symbol on my hat and SmackDown's blue. Okay, that was a tangent. Anyway, Big E takes on Cesaro. I mean, what do you expect from these two awesome performers? You got like really hard hitting stuff from them. At one point, I highlighted this in my notes. Big E uses the Brock Lock. He just he put him in the Brock Lock. It seemed like we're a version of it. I'm definitely down if Big E wants to bring that out and wants to use it. Somebody should use that. I literally was telling the guys the other day that I missed the Brock Lock, man. So if Big E's the one, that's the perfect person to put it on, or Cesaro, because that dude's a freaking nature. Shinsuke gets involved in the match, of course, because heel stuff. And calls the match for Big E, so Cesaro wins. The stipulation for this match was, and we didn't cover this, so I guess we're all have to each talk to each other and get like some kind of Instagram video. We'll teach Mark how to use Instagram first, I guess, to give our predictions on that match, because that's a newly added match that's going to be a tag team title match this Sunday at the Horror Show at Extreme Rules. What a terrible name for a pay-per-view. Gosh, I don't even think we actually want to give predictions. None of us are looking really forward to it. So I don't know. Anyway, the stipulations as later on revealed to be a tables match. There was a table involved in the beatdown afterwards. Big E was trying to use Kofi to throw Kofi onto Cesaro, who was on the table. So yeah. I mean, it's a title. They're probably going to win. Like, Shinsuke and Cesaro are probably going to win because it's a table match. It's not anything big or crazy. It's whatever. Then we have King Corbin kind of breaking down the action for the night. He gives his thoughts on Matt Riddle, because they had like a little interaction a few weeks ago. Says he thinks AJ's going to win. Matt Riddle's trash. Normal heel shit. Moving on, we have a moment of bliss, which is nice. They talk about the 5th anniversary of the Women's Revolution, as everyone has been this week on WWE programming, whether it be Raw, NXT, obviously SmackDown, or WWE YouTube or .com as well. The bump had Stephanie McMahon, things like that, Charlotte Flair. She says she's feeling very clairvoyant tonight, and she predicts that Lakers gonna win the NBA title. Braun's gonna win the Swamp match, and all this other. Riddle's gonna win, so she was wrong. Spoilers. Oh no, there's no reason to watch the rest of the video, I guess. Like, there's no reason to watch SmackDown every week, yet I do it. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Bayley and Sasha do their normal heel stuff. I mean, which, get me wrong, I'm like underselling how like amazing character development stuff we're getting with Bayley and Sasha, because they're awesome heels. But yeah, they kind of berate everyone. They were like, oh, you didn't have to introduce us like that. And Alexa's like, you're not my special guest. Asuka is. Bayley and Sasha beat down Alexa and Nikki Alexa's not even in wrestling attire. Nikki is. And Alexa goes, you know what? No, y'all need to settle this because you guys, all four of y'all have a match on Sunday. Settle this in a tag match. Get a ref out here. And then we have an impromptu tag team match with the tag team champions, Bayley and Sasha versus Asuka and Nikki. Bayley wins with, typical heel shit. Foot on the rope, pin attempt. She wins like that. Later on in the night, we will have like a little recap where they're kind of doing their mean girl shtick, making fun of Nikki. Nikki and Alexa are watching another part of the performance center, and they kind of like Nikki's like worried. She doesn't want to disappoint Alexa. She doesn't want to disappoint her family back in Scotland. She can't even see them right now because of everything going on. So it's a little heartfelt thing. It was a nice little character development, and just seeing like a calmer, chiller. Like, just a sad Nikki, just like, I want to win. I want to do this. Like, I don't want to just be, an afterthought. And then they hear Bayley and Sasha laughing. Nikki goes crazy and attacks. But afterwards, we've been kind of hyping up this match between Morrison and Braun since the beginning of the show. Morrison's, like, kind of afraid to fight Braun. They fought him before, they lost. But the Braun's have been a little different the past couple weeks, especially leading into the Swamp match. And, he has all reason to, that we'll get into in a minute. But before that, we have a Firefly Funhouse segment with old school Bray kind of breaking down their history again. It's really compelling, though. Like, the Firefly Funhouse segments are always my favorite thing on SmackDown or Raw, and just WWE television in general. I don't know if Borash is still with WWE. I think he is. And I think that's who we have to thank for that. He came up with a lot of stuff in Impact and TNA with Hardy stuff, and it shows when Hardy came to WWE. But now we have like Bray, and they're doing some interesting things. So I wonder how the Swamp match will go. Mark is probably calling it not a match. It's probably just a segment because he doesn't like these, which is fair. It's okay. It's okay not to like this stuff. I'm probably not gonna like this match. It's not going to be the Boneyard match, Mark. You hear that? That was a match, according to WWE. All right, then we go into the Miz. Miz is by Morrison's side for the Braun match. Braun, this in my notes, so part of my French and Italian or anything, he beats the shit out of him. He whoops his ass. This is the Braun we haven't seen since he broke away from the Wyatt family originally, when he was kind of squashing everybody. He beats the living shit out of him. So much so that Morrison needs a little help after the match when he loses. Obviously, he's going to lose from the Miz. He kind of leans on the Miz. His neck is really injured. It seems like. Don't know if that's like a storyline thing or he does a lot of crazy training. He actually could have hurt himself beforehand, and then but then the match was pretty physical, actually. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter, but yeah, Morrison is like hurt really bad, so they kind of go out there, and Braun has his like super impassioned speech about like he's like reverting back to the monster among men. Like it's not a title, it's like he's like that Braun that we got when he was going after Roman, when I think they even mentioned it on commentary, that he was like, he seems like that Braun that he was going after Roman and stuff like that. This is crazy. It makes it more interesting, especially this week coming. But we'll see how that goes. Afterwards, we have Lacey Evans versus Naomi, kind of playing off last week's terrible karaoke thing that I barely mentioned because it was a trash fire. And now I'm starting to go along with wrestling Twitter. And say that Naomi deserves better. And that's not a knock to Lacey Evans. I think her character development work and in-ring work have definitely improved since coming to the main roster. It's just, well, all right, maybe not character-wise, only because WWE doesn't know what to do with her. They don't know whether they want to keep her face or keep her heel, and there's no such thing as in-between unless you're certain people. Like, Randy Orton can do it, Stone Cold can do it, I'm sure Kevin Owens could do it, but, like, not Lacey. I don't know why. It's like 1 week she's face, the next week she's heel, and then she's face again when it's like, hey, tribute for the troops time. Oh yeah, that's right. Lacey Evans was a Marine. Oh, well, is a Marine. You're never not a Marine. Sorry for if I offended anyone. My best friend, and basically brother, is a Marine. He's no longer in service. It's just I don't know the proper term for it. It doesn't matter. Or does. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, he understands. But he doesn't watch these because he doesn't watch wrestling. I'm just blabbering. It's dumb. This is all stuff that's normal for my other show. Not really for wrestling. Sorry. And then, yeah, just kind of going on. We had the main event time. Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles. There was nothing I could say that would do this match justice. This is a very good match. All things considered, especially what we've been getting with SmackDown matches. So it's very interesting to see where this is going to play out. Because now Riddle's lost clean to AJ. So it's going to be interesting. He put him in the bro mission, just as a recap for the end of the match. He put him in the bro mission, and AJ kind of just like did his thing and like pinned him, like got out of it that way. But he's a heel, so everyone boos. If it was Rey Mysterio, like, yeah, you're a good guy, yay. Anyway, AJ puts his hand out, shakes his hand. Corbin immediately attacks. I don't know if they're gonna play it where like Corbin and AJ are together, but AJ looked and was like, I'm done. I did what I had to do here. I'm out. I won my match. And just leaves him. And Corbin beats the crap out of Riddle to end SmackDown. Nothing like a little Corbin. And now, I will say that the man himself seems very nice. I believe he's married to a Puerto Rican woman. So that man eats right. And he seems like cool. I saw like an interview with him on a horror podcast about his favorite horror movie. And he actually retweeted me. So that was very nice. I mean, King Corbin outside the ring has a sweet spot for fans, if you know it. But yeah, let's not do too much. But it looks like, I guess that's going to be Riddle's big feud starting off his main roster stuff. So that's SmackDown, guys. I mean, it was a little better than I would say previous weeks where we don't do letter grades in entrance ramp. Maybe we will one day, but right now we don't. So, if I had to give it a grade, maybe a C, but they all been pretty crappy lately. So, I'm only really kind of talking about more about the booking Big E and Cesaro and AJ and Riddle. And then we had some awesome character work from the women. The Asuka Bailey, the Asuka, Nikki, Bailey, Sasha match, that was really good. Lacey and Naomi, they both deserve better. Lacey needs some kind of just solid ground, whether she's heel or face, and Naomi deserves better. Someone mentioned she's been there for a decade and she's only had 2 titles, and yeah, a lot of the beginning was just like she was like a valet and all this other stuff. But I'm kind of agreeing with them. She deserves some more titles. I thought that was going to happen with her return this year, and it has not happened. So it's very interesting to see where she's going to net out this year. We're we're in the middle of July, and we still have the rest of we have about 5 more months left in the year. So we'll see how the rest of 2020 is going to be for Naomi. I hope she kind of bounces back, especially closer to SummerSlam time. We'll see. I'm going to assume that she's going to be in line for like a SummerSlam match. If not, wow, that'd be really crazy. Her 2020 is really weird. I don't know if she's paying for her husband's sins from last year. But that's it for us. That's episode 3 of 4 is next. We've been doing the 4 Horsemen thing. It's episode 3 of the Friday Night Delight. Thank you for joining us. Nick will have a lot of highlights on our Instagram. You can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram at Entrance Ramp Pod. As I mentioned, all one word. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, all that jazz. And catch you guys next time. Peace.